Well, good morning. Welcome back to Mill. My name's Bill. This is Pirate Solutions Forestry. Got myself a pretty full day of milling, and I have had my first failure on the mill. First part that's failed. To bring you back in, as some of you know that watch me, I had replaced my clutch recently. What you didn't see was I videoed a rebuild of or troubleshooting of the clutch that I replaced. So here's the clutch that I replaced, and I shot an entire video taking this entire clutch apart, deburring the inside where I thought that the clutch shoes were catching. The clutch shoes themselves, I don't know if you can see this, but the clutch shoes themselves have tons of liner on them. There's still machine marks on them. This clutch was not worn out, but there were burrs inside these shoes. I didn't upload the video because it really didn't come out very good. It was kind of a lousy video. If any of you want to see the video of me pulling that apart, let me know. But I am going to be doing another one. So we'll just let that one go by because I got a problem with my brand new clutch. So I'll take you over and I'll show you what's going on. I have these timbers up here to mill for a timber frame project. The other day, customer brought me the logs, and basically what I did was blast them into max cants because he didn't know exactly what he needed for timbers. And now he just sent me a cut list, so I have to cut these in a final size today and then cut them some more. And I was out here setting up the mill this morning and I found a problem. So I rotated my wheel and it was kind of bumping around a little bit here. And this clutch, the bearing, it feels like the bearings failed on it. This is brand new. Now I'm going to get you in a little bit closer here. Take my gloves off to show you the play in the clutch, because I'm going to have to send this video to Norwood so they can send me a replacement for this one. And then I will take this one apart and do a rebuild on it. But hopefully you can hear that. Basically the clutch is wobbling on the bearing. And we're going to pull this clutch off and it'll give us a better look at the bearing. But basically the bearing on this clutch drum has failed. And it's brand new. There's quite a lot of movement in it. The one that I had on the mill for a year, this one that we're going to put back in there, there's no play in the bearing. So I can't show you that right now, but just there's zero play in the bearing. So this one's coming off, that one's going back on. We're going to try this one out. The only thing that I did wrong in this one is inside here in the keyways that I deburred with these shoes spline into this shaft. I put some grease down in those keyways, and I think that grease is going to be a problem. I don't think I should have done that, because I think what's going to happen is over time, sawdust is going to get in there. And there's a possibility that it'll keep those shoes from retracting all the way. So I think I'm going to have to redo it. However, I'm going to try it today. And we're going to pull this roached one off because there's quite a bit of movement in it. And we are going to put the other one on, and so I can get milling today. And on another video, we'll take this one completely apart and we'll find out exactly what's going on in there. Although I know that it's obviously, I'll make sure you guys get a good view. It's obviously the bearing that's the problem. And I think it's a normal, It's a standard 60. I can't see it from here. You got to take it apart to see the bearing number. But I think it's a 6003 or something like that. So it's a standard bearing. Clutch is made in China. Sorry, China, not trying to shit on you, but you did make the clutch. It's just, so to get this off, basically what we have to do is just kind of just rotate this belt till it starts to come off. Rotate the belt right off. That's going to go back on in a minute. Hopefully that's not in your view. We got to zap off this bolt right here. I mean this bolt right here. And you do need an impact to do that, unless you can come up with a way to tie the motor from turning. I think that is 9/16. I'll check it. Yeah, it's 9/16. So we're going to zap that out. Just slop our new clutch in there. Put her back together. Ooh. Huh. Well, there's a possibility that didn't fail. We're going to check this out. This was pretty loose. This was pretty loose, so there's a possibility that this didn't fail. No, it feels like it failed. Oh, just dropped my keyway. Well, I might take it back, guys. I don't think this clutch failed. I think it was just loose. So if I try to move this inside this bearing, I'm not sure that I really can. Oh, hold on. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to pause you guys 1 second. I'm going to slip this back on there, and I'm going to zap it tight, and I'm going to see if we can move that bearing around. So I'm going to pause you 1 second. I got to clean off my keyway. All right, so we're going to slip her back in there. I got the keyway cleaned off. There was some sawdust on this collar back here, which is kind of indicating to me that this thing was loose. That could have been causing the problem. Get her back on there. Hopefully my saw head doesn't move. Oops, come on, go in there. There we go. It still feels like that bearing's wasted. I'm going to zap it down just tight a little bit, and we're going to check it. I think I can still feel play in that bearing. Now that could mean that the collar moved a little bit, so I will take a measurement. You don't want to gronk down on this thing, because the more you gronk down on that, all you're going to do is push the collar backwards. Let's take a measurement here. It looks like it's in the same spot. Nope. No, it's not in the same spot. Let's see if there's play in the bearing. Yeah, there's a ton of play in the bearing. Yep, there's a ton of play in the bearing. All right, so that means that we get a two-part fix here. We need to... This is an inherent problem with this, because it looks like... Oh no, it's in the same spot. It's in the same spot. 7/8 out. 7/8 out. All right, it's in the same spot. It didn't move, but yeah, it's moving all over the place. Yep. All right, so that one is no good. So I'm going to take it out, and this time try not to drop our keyway. This is really a lousy setup for keeping this thing in the right spot, because this collar here, you got to really get that tight. So what you have on this and backside here is there's a bearing in here, and what's happening is this shaft that runs, that's pressed through this bearing, is moving. So the bearing itself is moving, and that's changing the center, making the center wobble around inside here. So we're going to put the other one on, and we're going to see if my handy dandy fixes made this one work better. I'm going to find that out too later, not on this video, but later. Get this one stuck in there. Don't push around thing. Come on. Come on, baby. There we go. Oh, it's trying. Come on. Keyway's sticking a little bit. Sometimes these keys aren't exactly perfectly symmetrical, so you can kind of try to get them in there, whatever the minor dimension is, so it'll slide on. Oh, no, it's not in. There we go. Come on. Give it a couple of taps back. The key's kind of crooked. No. Sorry. Sometimes they just go and sometimes they don't. So the key's not sitting in that hole very well. The key's not sitting in the keyway great. Hold on one sec. I gotta get it the right way. I want to get it so, all right, that way slides good in there. There we go. That should work. Let's see if that one goes right on. Some stuff out of my hands. Oh. No, key's not going in there. Sorry, I'm gonna back you up just a hair. See what your view looks like. Yeah, you're okay. It's just because the way that the engine is turned right now, it's on the bottom. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. It'd be easier if I rotated it so the keyway was on the top. And of course I don't have my head clamped down either, so that's not helping. I'm gonna have to tap this on. Just let me grab a hammer here. There it goes. So to get past whatever tight spot there was there, go back more. So that's not a pain in the ass to come off next time. Okay, it's tight in there now. So we'll zap this one in. And on this one, there's no play in the bearing. Bearing does sound a little crunchy though. It's not perfect. It's not the best sounding bearing in the world. So let's get a belt back on. We're going to run with this one today. I think the best way to do this is to go around your clutch, around your pulley, and then I think is to roll it on from the top, I think, if I remember right. You just got to kind of keep the bottom in a little bit so that it doesn't come off your tension pulley. Gotta. It's one way or the other. I know that I always do it wrong, so let's see if we can get it this way. Nope, I must be doing it wrong. So I think maybe it's to roll it around the bottom. Let's take it off the top. See if we can roll it this way. Yep, that's the way to go. All right. It's tracking nice and straight. This one seems to be better. There's no play in the bearing, so that's makes a big difference. So this one's roached. At least the bearing's roached. And I will shoot some video. Well, you see my head. I'll shoot some video today of running this with the clutch that I went in and deburred all the shoes. I will get this video out to Norwood to show them that my brand new clutch is no good. And when they send me a new one, I will end up tearing this one down. Probably put a new 60, I think it's a 6003 bearing in it. And then deburr the inside of this one and start from scratch on this one to try to have a backup here. Now this clutch still does work. Let me just get some of my tools off here. I was cutting with the saw. The clutch was making noise going into gear. Not the same noise as the other one, but it was making noise going into gear, which on some of my videos I've been complaining about, saying that my clutch was on its way out. So it looks like it was the bearing in this one and not the same problem that I have with that other clutch. But we'll run it today. We'll give it a fair shot. We'll see what happens. And I will video it all so you guys can see it running. And we're going to blast these into timbers for this. It's a three timber frame vents going inside a house in the ceiling. And we'll be milling those out to their final dimension. I know that he just sent me the cut list because I heard it blinging on my phone. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I appreciate the watch. If you have any questions, hit me up. And Norwood, you're going to be sending me a new clutch, and I will call you this afternoon. And I will send you a copy of this video so at least you can see what was going on. And we'll take it from there. The Clutch Chronicles continue, but this is really, I don't know if I could call it a failure, but this is really the first thing on my mill that has failed. I've had other problems. You guys have seen them all on video, but this is the thing. And it hasn't failed to where it stopped working, but you can't, if that clutch came apart, if that bearing failed under load while it was running with a band on under tension and the whole 9 yards, that could cause all kinds of mayhem in there. So you could even damage the output shaft on the engine. We don't want to do any of that. So got one on there now that hopefully after the improvements I made to it, minus the grease, is going to work fine today. And this one always could go back on in an emergency to get me through whatever I was doing. So we'll try it out, and you guys will see the video. And for now, it's Hard Solutions, Bill and Danny. Danny chilling out, hunting squirrels right now. He's on the squirrel hunt. We are out.